What's up, guys? Bostonator43 here. I'm going to be playing some poker today on Clubs Poker. The blinds are 5 cents, 10 cents, and the maximum buy-in is $10. Unlike the last poker video I uploaded, which was on PokerStars and was post-commentary and was fake money, this is real money. I've upgraded, moved up in the world. And now I'm currently waiting to take a seat at this table. As soon as someone leaves, I will be able to sit down. And I'll start playing. And I'm going to try to think out loud and give you guys all of my thoughts as I play. Screen Peeker has almost 600 big blinds. I would love to get D Spades seat so I can be to their direct left. Okay, think I gave enough back, lol. Screen Peeker might be leaving, so that's good. What did this guy say? Not for me. May I interest you in one double up that goes wild? It's funny. Maybe. Thumbs up. Last 5 hands for me. Sounds good. We might be losing Screen Peeker. And that would put me in a position against Bovie, which would be pretty cool. Last hands. There we go. Alright. Sweet. Our first hand is 5-4 off. So if no one raises, it's... Well, of course, as soon as I say that someone raises. So we're probably just folding this one. Ace 10. It's marginal, but we play marginal hands sometimes. And by sometimes, I mean pretty much every time when it's pre-flop. So I'm going to pot it. Of course, we're going to fold. So that means I am exactly even on the button. And we have King 8. That's going to be a fold. Ace 7 and a bomb pot. There is an ace. I got kicker problems, though. So the thing with bomb pots is anyone can realistically have any 2 cards. So the moment anyone has a better ace, I'm screwed. So I think even though I have top pair, I think I have to fold. Ace queen, pretty good. Queen jack. It is under the gun. I think I'll play it anyway. We'll see how everyone reacts to a pot size bet. Alright, one customer in the cutoff. Button folds. Sandman will give up the small blind. Mensat will give up the big blind. And we completely whiff the flop. Although that ace will be better for my range than their range. So I theoretically could raise here, but in hindsight I probably should have c-bet even though I whiffed. But I didn't, so that means I just lost a little bit of that money. That's okay. Alright, we have ace 7 in the small blind. What I do with this hand depends entirely on what my opponents do. And it looks like I'm probably going to be raising, because unless Mentat decides to get out of line, yeah, I'll just be raising for the pot and make it a call. I'm not saying this guy's name. And now we have middle pair. So I think that's going to be good enough to stick around for a teensy tiny bet. Now we have the nut flush draw. It is possible he already has diamonds. I am probably not best here. So if they bet, I will just fold. Yeah. Alright, we got pocket 8s in the button. I will pot it. That's my standard size, as I always go pot. Alright, Big Papa decides to call. Sandman decides to call. And 10-9 deuce. You know, that's not really good for my range. And that could smash Big Papa's range. And I don't really have anything other than backdoor draws in third pair. So I'm probably just better off folding here. Alright, we have King 10. Which looks nice, but isn't really that nice. If it goes fold, 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 I might raise. But even if one of them limps, I might just fold. Okay, I think I will raise, since they all folded. And we won the pot. That was pretty easy. Next we have 9-8, but I don't think I'm in a good enough position to play 9-8, so I think this is going to be a fold. Alright, we have ace-10 suited in the big blind, and the big blind is an interesting spot to have this hand. I'm definitely defending my blind if Mentat raises. It doesn't though, so I think I will see if Mentat wants to play for more. Because ace-10 suited in this position is pretty good against blind versus blind. Alright, we have ace-4 suited. I don't know if it's correct to play it under the gun +1, but I think I'm going to anyway. I'm going to pot it. If someone goes crazy, I'll just fold. It's no big deal. Yeah, I would classify that as going crazy, so I will fold. Alright, person whose name I'm not saying called. Bovie is going to bet a teensy tiny bet. And now the board is paired with 2 potential flush draws out there. So that'll be a much larger bet. And the front door flush draw just got there. And ace queen is a very real possibility. Pocket jacks will take it. Man, trips versus boat. That's rough. Jack 10-9. That is a really wet board. Wow. That's a massive bet. And a cold call. And a 4-bet shove. Wow. Deuce of Hearts practically a blank at this stage. Wow. 2 pair versus set versus straight. That is crazy. Alright, we have Queen 8 in the button. It's probably not good enough to play even if everyone folds. Yeah. I'm a pretty tight poker player in case y'all didn't figure that out. Alright, we have ace-10 and the hijack. If it goes fold, 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 I'll definitely raise. If someone limps, I'll probably raise anyway. But that is a raise. I don't like playing ace-10 to a raiser. I think I have to fold. Ace-7 suited. I don't know if I'm supposed to play it from this position, much like with the ace-4 suited, but I think I'm going to anyway, because it's been a little bit since I played the hand. And I think people are picking up on the fact that I'm tight, so if I raise, I'm likely to get folds. So that's a good mental note to take. Let's see what my stats look like. These stats are very inaccurate. Yeah, it's saying I have a 57% VPIP. That is definitely wrong, because I've played more than 14 hands. Alright, we have ace-5 off in the small blind. Definitely worth defending. I'll probably raise here. Alright, 1 customer. 2 customer. And we have top pair. No kicker, though. So I tend to check back... I tend to check weaker aces. Now, I mean, no one realistically has a deuce unless they have exactly ace deuce or pocket deuces. So I think the bet is pretty safe. Alright, we have queen 10 in the cutoff. If it goes fold, 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 it might be worth a raise. There's 1 fold, 2 fold, 3 fold. Alright, let's pot it. Alright, 1 customer. Out of position. I do have second pair. My kicker isn't great. If he has a king, he's beating me. But there is a draw. There's actually quite a few draws he can have. So I don't think second pair is necessarily the loser here. Now that ace is probably good for my range, horrible for my actual hand. I'm just going to check and take the showdown value of my queen. And it turns out it was good. Bomb pot time. We have 4-3 and the flop is ace 7-3 rainbow. So I got bottom pair with no kicker. The only hope of me winning this hand is like seeing a 4 or a 3 on the turn if Bovie decides to not bet. But of course Bovie does bet, so I'm folding. Alright, we have Queen 8, which isn't great, but it is in the button. So if everyone folds, I could maybe raise. I'm playing a lot looser than I normally do, because this table sees me as a tight player. Alright, we have second pair again. The king and the queen should be better for my range than Atmux's range. So to that end, I think I'm going to c-bet. I'm going to bet around 40% pot, and we do get a call. 5 of diamonds is realistically a blank. I think I'll check this time. And the 7, I mean, some straights got there, but I don't think either of us have 9-8 in our range. I guess he could have 9-8 in his range, or her range. I'm just gonna take the showdown value, and we're good. All right, we got pocket deuces in the hijack. So deuces are easily one of my least favorite hands to play. I will raise it though, because I think that's what I'm supposed to do from this position. Alright, no set, but this is a flop that maybe my deuces are good on. Well, that kind of throws a wrench in things, because a lot of people like to call with suited aces. I think I'm just going to fold my ducks. Alright, we have king 9 suited in the big blind. That's definitely worth a big blind defense. So I think I will be calling that raise. Problem is I'm going to be out of position. Alright, 2 aces. I'd rather see 2 aces than 1 ace, because that means it's less likely for someone to have an ace. I don't believe this guy, and I'm getting such a good price. Alright, well the front door flush just got there, so now I probably will fold. Yep. I've been playing for 1 hour. Oh wow. Big shove from Sandman. Oh, set versus 2 pair. That's always rough. Alright, 7-6 suited in the cutoff. I'm feeling really bold tonight. I think I will raise that. Alright, we have a gutter and a backdoor flush draw. There's the gutter. We have the nuts right now. And I don't want... I'm just going to hope there's no heart on the river. There's not, so... I hope you bet. Alright, I'm going to bet 4.4. That seems like a good amount. And that's a call. And I gotcha. Alright, we have our first premium of the night. We have aces. Alright, so we'll pot. Alright, a 3-bet. That is exactly what you want to see when you have aces. In a cold call, I'm going to 4-bet. I think to 40. Let's see how you like that. All in, perfect. Sign me up. 10s versus aces, I'll run it twice. Let's go. That is a relatively big win. We're up $12 right now. Bomb pot time. We have 8-5. And the flop is King Jack 7 Rainbow. We face an all-in, and we're not going to win this one. We have Queen 10 in the big blind. Alright, there's a min raise. Call. This is definitely worth a defense. I think I will just call it. See a flop like everyone else. And we have top pair with a decent kicker. I'm gonna let the betting lead person have the betting lead still. I think I'm just gonna call. I have top pair. I'm not letting go of top pair quite yet. There's an 8. That kind of throws a wrench because Queen Jack Of course, I have a gutter now. If the jack comes out, ooh, that's a little more than I'm willing to pay with top pair. 7-6. Yeah. Very glad that I didn't play that one. People are dropping off like flies. Even though it's the worst ace, when we're 5-handed in the button, ace 6 is definitely worth a raise. Even with that raise, but from normal, I think I'll just call. Alright, queen 10-5 rainbow. We miss, and we're going to fold. Alright, we have jack 10 3-handed. That's definitely worth a play. Alright, 2 callers. And we have a king, which, you know, when we're 3-handed, my range is going to consist of a lot more hands. So I shouldn't try to bank on the fact that the king is good for my range. I'll just... yeah, 7s are good. Nice hand. Marvinator. It's like Bostinator. Ace 8 suited in the big blind. I'll definitely be defending that. Alright, that's a check. Alright, we have top pair, top kicker. So I want to get value now. I don't want you to see a diamond for that cheaply. Let's see how... Alright. We'll take it. 7-5 suited in the small blind. 4-handed. Probably worth a defense. I might even raise. Nah, I'll just call. Alright. Alright, we have an open ender and a backdoor flush draw. So we shall see. Alright, 10. Alright. We'll call that for that price with an open ender. And we miss it. But that's okay. I haven't bluffed in a while. What bluffs would I have? Not many. Like, I'm losing to some poker face killer's bluffs. Alright, I think I will raise this. 4-handed poker and 8-handed poker play very differently. Like, I'm much more willing to be loosey-goosey when we're playing with less players. Alright, ace, ace, 10, so I have trips. I think I'm going to check to hide the fact that I have an ace. I'll just call, hide the fact that I have an ace. Queen, so kicker problems mostly go away. How much to raise? Let's try 27.5. Got him. Ace jack. We'll play that. 11. Alright. I'll pay. Alright, we have 2 pair. King 10 is kind of a weird one to raise with, so I'm not concerned about that. So I will bet small here. Deuce. Alright, there's diamonds now, so I want to charge a lot more. And we have a full house. I'm not concerned about having a worse hand unless he has exactly pocket aces. I think I'll just do 27 now. Got him. I am the chip leader now. I'm up almost $20. The game has filled up again. Ace 10 suited. Under the gun. I'm gonna raise. 1 customer. Oh. I gotta think about this one. So, I don't know this player. I do have a suited ace, which could be good against, like, king, queen. I have to worry about pairs. I feel like punting some back. I'll punt some money back. Alright, I'd much rather see 2 kings than 1 king. I'm gonna put Poker Face Killer to the test. Alright, let's see what you got. King, queen, aw. That sucks. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my assessment of the situation was dead on pre-flop, like king, queen. I think I'm gonna do one more orbit. Like, once the dealer button gets to me, I'm going to wait for it to get to me one last time. And then I'll be done for now. Queen 10 in the button. I might play it. Depends on what these three do. So raise. I could call. I think I'm going to. Mainly because I want revenge against Patapi. And there's a queen. My kicker isn't amazing, but top pair is pretty good given the situation, I think. And the great thing is, Patapi's out of position. So after the check, I'm going to take the betting lead. I mean, I know Tick Mantone just tried to take it with a micro bet, but I'm going to actually take the betting lead here. Raise. Alright. Okay. 8. 10-9 got there. I guess I have a gutter now. So that's cool. I'll just check, take the showdown value. Alright. I'm not particularly worried about the 7. So I'm just going to call kings. Yep. That makes sense. Makes sense to me. That's the problem with playing hands like Queen 10. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. 2 pair over 2 pair over. I mean, straight over 2 pair over 2 pair. That's wild. Alright, pocket 9s. Juan, you got a good overpair this time? I'll call you. Actually, 9s might be strong enough to warrant a 3-bet. Let's 3-bet. Like, I wonder if he thinks I'm in revenge mode. But no, I actually have a decent hand this time. Alright. Made him fold. Now what about Israel PK? Okay. King Jack. I'll play that. 3. Do I want a 3-bet? Yeah, I'll 3-bet. And I'm more likely to get called this time because of psychology reasons. Okay, I might be folding this actually. Because that's a pretty nifty 4-bet there. Alright, how many more hands? 2 more. 8-7 suited. I mean, I'll play it. I might as well. It's the last 2 hands. Okay. I think people are catching on to the fact that I'm playing a lot of hands right now. Alright. 3-bet to 10. I'll pay. 8-7 suited is like the perfect cracker of big hands. Alright. Nothing. So the question is, do I c-bet? These 2 cards are generally not as good for my... I mean, realistically, Patapi should be c-betting if he actually has the goods. So I think I'm going to take advantage of the fact that he just checked. And I might be punting some money back here. Alright, well I got him to fold. And now I have a pair. So no need to bluff at it. I'm just going to take the showdown value of my pair. That's good. I did win some money there. So that's good. And ace-8 suited as the last hand. How fitting. This will be my last hand for the night. I'll play it. Why not? There's an ace. Let's just cover Poker Face Killer. Oh, I'm behind. Hey, we chop it. Alright, so we want some Tick Mantone money. Sweet. Alright. Let's see if anyone wants to say bye. No one cares. Alright. We won a little over $10 today, which is pretty good considering that this is just a game that's really fun to play. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I love y'all.